Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Child. Child never really meant to leave you alone during a night like this. But it just so happened that he was actually out late and couldn't come back any sooner. But he had known about the thunderstorm when he was coming home, and he tried to hurry home since he knew that you were afraid of them, to a degree where you would actually sometimes hide until he was by your side and would hold you and try his best to reassure you that you'd be fine. There were some things that he could not prevent or try to shield you from, but he would do his best. And right now, it seemed like he was failing miserably, as he was very late, and the scene had been going on for a couple of hours. He cursed at himself inwardly before he was suddenly back at your home, and he looked around for you, hoping to see you, and hoping you were not as scared as he could guess. Wyon, darling, where are you? You wouldn't answer, but when he went to your room and saw a blanket trembling, he knew that it was you underneath, and he just sighed fondly, going over to you, not removing you from under the blanket or lifting it up, just wrapping his arms around you while you were underneath. You're fine. I'm right here. I'm sorry it took me so long, he says. And although you're still a little bit afraid, not just a little bit, quite a lot if you were to be fair, but you feel a lot better with him by your side. You even smile, though you can't see it. And you flinch once more, once the thunder strikes loudly, and he just holds you, refusing to let go of you until it's all over. Arlecchino. She was not aware that you were afraid of thunderstorms, and the first time she was made aware of it, she thought it was quite adorable, at least. It was kind of startling, but very cute to see. When the thunder struck, you were rather terrified, to say the least. You were trembling, and immediately you had jumped into her lap, clinging to her. She was shocked, still for a moment, before chuckling, bringing her arms around you. Oh, darling, really? Are you truly afraid of this? I am. Now, don't tease me about it, Arlecchino, you say. And she simply shakes her head, laughing softly. She does not often laugh, but this situation is kind of funny, so she's not really to blame. I apologize. It is simply kind of silly to witness you in this way. You know, I didn't take you for someone who would be afraid of something as simple as thunder. But I guess you're not as brave as I thought you would be. Arlie, don't say that. She laughs more at your reaction, the way that you pout and blush, very embarrassed by the current situation, even though you were afraid and currently were the one to willingly jump into her lap and slot yourself between her arms. All right. I suppose I will tease you later on. You're very cute like this, though, she whispered, kissing the top of your head. She was certainly amused about this, and she knew that it would not be left alone. She would certainly bring it up sooner than later, and you would have to be ready for that if you did not want to be extremely embarrassed. Scaramouche. It was quite ironic, to say the least, for his mother to be the Electro Archon, and for him to have taken the Electro-Gnosis at one point, and for you to be deathly afraid of thunder. It was quite laughable, really, and he found himself chuckling, to say the least, not really taking you seriously at first. Really now? You can't be serious. I am. Would you stop making fun of me? You say, your voice trembling, and you could see the thunder strike again. and he knew that the sound would soon be echoing after.
Alright. I guess I could do something about it,
he says, as though he's reluctant, and you know very well that he isn't. Or maybe you would had you been focusing. Except you're just terrified, immediately running into his arms. And soon, the sound is booming, and you hug him tighter, burying your face into his chest. Maybe he would have laughed some more had you been anyone else. But right now you were in his arms, and he was supposed to make you feel safe, was he not? So he wouldn't be laughing at you. Instead, he just held you closer, a hand on top of your head, and the other around your waist.
You're alright. You're safe, I promise. There's nothing you have to be afraid of.
And with those words, as you hold him closer, you feel your heart melt, and you feel him soothe the fears that you've had, with that soft voice of his own, and the warmth he offers you in his arms. Lyney would be very understanding, as he always tried to be. He would never make fun of you for being afraid of thunder. In fact, he too has been afraid of his own silly things at times. So it was not entirely confusing in its own right. It was something he could get by. But most importantly, he never wanted to see you afraid. He wanted to be able to make that feeling go away, and how horrible it is. So, of course, seeing as the thunder was actually going on right now, he knew he had a duty to fulfill. And the duty that he had to fulfill right now was to make you feel as safe and protected as you could. That's why he went to your side and wrapped his arms around you, as he always would, whenever he wanted to make you feel better about anything. Because he knew that so long as you were there in his arms, no one could ever dream of hurting you. You would be safe, and you would have nothing to worry about. See? It's not so scary now. When we are together, nothing can be too scary for us, he says. And although it seems a little bit silly to say out loud, he knew his words are true. Because so long as you are with him, nothing could really scare you or make you afraid.